Hey everybody, so it's time to do episode 5 of GoldSteve. Now this is actually take 2 because I made a mistake yesterday, was recording my microphone twice and then the video did not come out very good, so sorry about that. So I'm going to be recapping some of the stuff I did. I won't be able to show it to you live, and anybody waiting for that 1000 DEC that I'm giving away from a few videos ago, I think it was on this one here. It's going to be done after the AMA tonight. So late tonight, I'll make the video and it'll probably be posted tomorrow. So if you want to know if you won early, because 1000 DEC shows up into your wallet, that does mean anybody that checks that video out, makes a comment in the post before tonight when I try to make that other video, or sometime tomorrow, I will go ahead and let you be in that contest. The AMA now shifted to where it is going to be Tuesday nights at 5. So that's just a change from down the weekend. So my cadence of that post is going to change. So now let's get into the GoldSteve account, go over a little bit of where it's at, how it's been doing, what I've been doing with the money I've been earning in my blogging, and what are my next short-term goals for it. Because I know a lot of people are kind of proving out that you can push yourself for a couple hundred DEC up to gold and maybe do a quest or two in gold and then bounce back down. That's a pretty aggressive thing, and you could try that, but it's kind of risky because you don't know if you'll be able to double quest, because you can definitely be like, okay, I'm gonna get my water team to level 4 so I can make it fight its way up to gold, complete that water quest in gold, hit the new quest button, and now you get fire. Oh, I didn't rent any fire cards. Let me try to new quest that one more time. Now I got death. My death team's only at level 2. Can't do the quest in gold. Now I spent all that DEC. I can grind out some more wins in gold, push myself down to a really low percentage, but I probably won't get back the 200 I got. And unless that one big chest pull helped me out a ton, I just blew up some of my rental income for the future. So I'm going to stick with what I'm doing right now, because right for now, at least for this season, I feel like trying to push myself up any higher than silver 3 is putting a lot of stuff into rentals, going to kind of make my decks imbalanced and not very strong. So I really want to get all my summoners to level 2 of the new set, and then put work on getting one of them to level 3. And right now I'm leaning towards Thaddeus. I'd like your guys' opinion. I don't have Achillea yet, so I want to get him to level 2 and try playing him out and getting some of his cards to the right levels to play with him, because Thaddeus just seems to be very dominant. If you play him the right way, he can beat almost every team that I run into. Occasionally I lose, but I'm winning quite frequently using him with just the Curse Wendeku and the Shiv for sneak, followed up with some other sneak monsters such as Uraeus and the Badger. So that lineup seems to win a lot of the time. Sneak is very powerful in bronze and silver, and so that's just a quick little tip. Now getting into the blog. My blog has been doing pretty good. I just put up a new post today. This one's for the social media challenge. I shared it out to a couple different platforms. You can go through the post if you're interested. The GoldSteve account on Hive is just GoldSteve. Should be pretty easy to find. I can also put a link in the description. It talks about, the fact that I purchased 2 Kalias. We're going to go over that in this video. I also purchased 3 of these cards because they were really cheap. It let me get another level 2 rare that I own on the account, and it had a little link for people to sign up. Now, obviously, as you can see, I'm a brand new account, don't have any big whales follow me, don't have any big upvotes. It starts off at like a penny. It might get a little bit more notice from some of the other people, but it's really the Splinterlands vote that comes in and really gives me my push. So that's what got this one to 15. This one to 16, and this one to 15. We've reviewed these a few times. As of this point, I'm waiting on this one paying out in a couple days. That'll let me get my 4th Kelia, and then I'll just be one away. I'll have to wait the whole week till this post plays out, and then I'll do the next Share Your Battle one that they should be posting in the next few days, and finally I will get my level 2. Now, I did allow myself a little bit of leeway because the prices could go down or they could go up. I don't know for sure. But today I'm going to be talking to you about how I got a hold of those 2 cards. So I did bids on the Peak Monster site. Now, if you don't know about bidding, bidding allows you to come in and try to get a card a little bit cheaper. So if I won't zoom in here, but I got my 2 Kilias at $3.71 with 0.2 of a cent. Now, when I put that bid in the last video, I was showing you that I put my bet in under two other people, one buying 20 and one buying 3, who were buying at 373, because I felt like the market seems to be on a point where a lot of people are buying and dumping cards, and so I felt like I could get them sold to me at that level, and I did. And so far that looks like a pretty good buy, because if I go here and we take a look at that, so I've got my 3 now, the one I opened in a pack and the 2 I bought, their estimated value is $3.93. So I saved about 20 cents. Even if you come to the market, the lowest single card is $4.10. So I got those ones almost 40 cents off of what it would have cost. This allowed me to keep a little bit of DEC, and so that allowed me to go ahead and take a look at some of the rare cards that are out there. And when I was looking at them in the price, I decided to go ahead and level up the Soul Strangler just because it was so cheap. It only costed a little bit. It gets it to level 2, and that way I have just one more level 2 rare on the account, providing me a little more power and a little more balance, because the other lineup that works with Death when Sneak isn't an option or mana is really high is I do Thaddeus with Wendigo with the Stalker, because I got him at level 2, the Soul Sticker at level 2. I throw a Gordon on in the second position, and I also rented myself a level 1 Octa Spider and then a level 2 Boogeyman. So these two cards paired up make it a really powerful deck, even for the higher mana matches. And really why it works is because Thaddeus's -1 magic is really dominant. Now I do understand that eventually here, one of the few teams that does beat me is Kelia with an Oceanus, which I do have one of these rented so that I can play that lineup. But he's not at level 2 yet, so I'm currently using the Vera to pull those kind of battles off. I am doing pretty well on my battle log, as you can see. Win, 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 win. So quite a few wins. I'm not having too much trouble or too much losses. I am going to start trying to play this account in some of the events. So Clove does do an event. You see I registered here, but I messed up and I didn't actually show up on time. These are hard for me to do because a lot of her stuff starts when I'm still working, and so I can try to come and play. Like I'm going to try to come and play this one, but again, this is at 3 p.m. If something pops up at work, I won't be here right when it starts, and that's one of the things about her tournaments that are hard. But we'll see if the account with my cards actually rented to the max level of bronze can win some stuff in bronze. I'm going to be skipping the silver ones for now because I don't think I'll be able to get into the top on silver, but once I get a few of these in, I'll be able to review in the video how I'm doing, the teams I'm using to win, and if I am winning more DEC than I entered. Obviously, I wasted 1 DEC by not playing in that one, and we'll go ahead and look into some of these other ones. But these ones that are this 1 DEC is kind of an interesting thing to try. Like there's this one here that only has 19 players that is being done by Crypto Givers for Valentine's Day, and so maybe I'll sign up for this one because it's only 1 DEC as well. And so these are some of the tournaments. This one's actually all novice. Novice is a lot of rarer and harder to do, but as long as it's a no legendaries, you can sign up, and if you get a good run, you know what you're doing, you can usually compete in those pretty well. Now, going over the Peak Monsters bid system, anyone who doesn't know how to use it, is relatively simple. You go to the buy market, and then you just go ahead and let's say like I wanted to try to pick up a cheap card today. You can look at the rares and you can go, okay, so this card, the highest bid on this is only 11 cents. But they're being sold for 12, so there's not really a big discrepancy there. Okay, here on the Seedsmith, the highest bid is only 11.8 cents, while it's 13 cents. So you're saving a penny there. Then you go, these are kind of, just some of the cards that we're looking at. The Strangler, he's selling for 13 with a bid of 13, so that's kind of an interesting one. That means people are dumping to the bid when you see them matching up. Let's see if we can find one with a decent, well, here's one. So your highest bid is 13 cents on a Stalker, but the market value is 16 cents. So you could come in and bidding 14 cents, and you'd save 2 cents on each one you bought. Now, if we look at the Summoners, that's probably where you're going to see one of the bigger discrepancies. So these ones are listed, you're bidding $2.55 on a card that's $2.69, so you're saving almost 15 cents per buy. And then similarly, if we go to Kelia, right now the bid is all the way up to 388. So my 371 buys was really good, but still the market value is actually 410 for the lowest price for a BCX. So if we go into the bidding market now, you can go to the bids. You can see there. So there's one person. He's trying to get a maxed out one. He's willing to pay 386. I'm not going to try to get in front of this guy because he's buying so many that he'll probably, well, if I put one in front of him, maybe I could, but I wouldn't. I would look here because where does it start to drop down? So right here now we're at 380. That's 9 cents. Right here you have 378. You have somebody who's trying to pick up 20 of them over here. So maybe I would come in and try like right around here and do a bid at like 3788 and make that a 9 or 379 even if you wanted to go up a tiny bit. And that would allow you to sit here and be like, okay, let me just play my week and see if I pick up a few of these Kelias. Now, obviously, you have to have enough DEC in your account, and I only have $1.17. So after I bought those other two, and I'll go ahead and go over the other cards I bought. Okay, oops, I have to go to My Explorer, and we'll do purchased, not that one, sales. So just recently, I went ahead and bought 5 of these because I haven't been pulling this card in my rewards card to get a level 2 of the Sneak Monster here. This is a good card to add into my deck once I have Kelia, and I'll be looking to get him up one more level since these cards are relatively cheap. This is the 2 sales that went through on my bid, so I picked those up. And then I went ahead and picked up these 3 here. I got all 3 of these for, not very much DEC, and I was able to go ahead and get a level 3 out of all of that. And then right here, I also a while back purchased a whole bunch of those, but that was 8 days ago, so that wasn't with my recent rewards. Let's see, what else do we need to cover? This is going to be a little bit of a quicker video. We've already covered using bids to go ahead and get those prices. We can do a little review on where the wallet is at this point. As you can see, my last claim of those 2 posts got me that 8 HBD. I did a little example that because tribal decks had a big discrepancy in the value of HBD to its actual value, because it was sitting here at 99 cents and at the time I was making the video, and they only were paying 91 cents. So I went ahead and used this market here because they were paying the correct value for the HBD. I picked up some Hive. I deposited Hive onto tribal decks, and then I bought my DEC and transferred it into the account. So obviously I don't have any more money on this account, and I'm not putting any extra money into the account. So we are going to get a we are going to just have to wait until a few more of my posts come out, and then I could show you how you would check that. But it's relatively simple on tribal decks when you go into the tokens, because when you're doing something like this, you want to be liquidating things relatively quickly. So hopefully this loads. Oh, it's tribal decks down. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to show you that in this video because the site's not coming up. So I think we're going to end it there. This is a shorter episode of the GoldSteve series. Now, obviously, those first ones had a lot more, like how you do a post, what are you putting into them, how do you build them, what are the 2 contests. Now that I've taught you all how to do that, it's just about repetition and learning how to improve your posts to make them look a little better. I don't know if the one I did today looks spectacular. If anyone comes and check it out, I did make what I felt like was a decent thumbnail. I basically did a simple outline, added in a couple borders, a couple pictures. I alternated the border colors, but I could have maybe put one more border, break here. But it was really just kind of going over some of the basic stuff I went over for you guys today in the video. I do hope this series is going to be helpful to you, but it's not going to be like a speed push into the gold league. It's going to be, posting for doing your 2 challenge posts, grinding out your rewards every day, opening those 2 chests. Oh, that's one of the things we can review. Let me go into here. So my rewards. So every day we're getting 2 chests. So today was the worst day, our last night, the quest, because I only got 13 DEC and a potion. But other than that, I've been pulling a card every day. So here's a Deceiver. That was a decent card. Here's the Mercenary. I like pulling mercenaries because I think that's a really good card. I got a Mercenary with 5 DEC. I got 2 Pellicor Conjurers on this day, so that was pretty good for 2 chests. Any day time you can pull 2 cards, that's not bad. The 1 DEC wasn't so cool, but there's my Twilight Basilisk, so that was a rare I got. And then that was my season rewards from last season. We already showed those. My very first quest, I think I showed this in a post maybe in the last video, but the first quest in silver pulled me a Naga Assassin and a Pellicor Mercenary. So far in those rewards, being up in silver 3 and opening those 2 chests, I have netted a lot more cards. And this account is going to get lots more of natural power from those. It will be a little bit slower because newer cards aren't worth as much power, but hopefully when we get into the wild, the modern format, they're saying possibly they'll adjust the amount of power that you need to make it into higher leagues, so that might make things a little bit easier on us in our ability to move up a little bit higher. Because when you look at my battle rating, I'm well past the rating that I need to get into silver 2. So I only needed to get to 1,300. My 2,000 actually, it's actually enough to be in gold. So I have enough, I'm winning enough and getting enough points to be a gold player. But I actually even need to go rent a tiny bit of power because something must have fell off. I am running into that issue a little bit. Something you always have to check and make sure you don't forget about is if you get pushed back down to bronze because one of your cards disappeared. So somebody canceled one of my rentals, so I have to go and look which one that was and then go ahead and look to replace that card. So that's one of the things I'm not positive on how to do. So it's something I'm going to look and learn how to do, and I will cover it in one of the future videos. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.